Hello YouTube and welcome to another GV anime review, where today it is time to sharpen the knives and heat the pans, because today I am reviewing Shokugeki no Souma nin no Sara, or Food Wars the Second Plate, the long awaited second season of Food Wars. If you remember my review from the first season, I will leave a link up here and in the description box. There at the end I said that I assumed that a second season would be produced, because GC stuff isn't the studio to leave its viewers hanging. So let's see if this second season was as spicy as the first one. Before I start this review, I must warn you that there will be spoilers in this review. But as usual, I will tell you in advance when the spoilers are coming up, and I will provide you with a link to skip the spoilers if you want to. Also, if you're watching this review, then I assume that you watched the first season of Food Wars, so I will not refrain from telling spoilers from that season. So the second season of Food Wars starts off where the first season ended, with the quarterfinals of the autumn elections, where Souma still tries to become the best chef. But he will have to overcome a lot of struggles on his way to the top, including a chef with a nose of gold and another one who seems to have incredible predicting powers. Food Wars is still the anime when it comes to food and cooking. There's just no other anime that's so detailed about cooking. Every dish is explained in detail, and the meaning of each ingredient is mentioned and how it can transform an entire dish. And the dishes themselves still looked freaking amazing. I like cooking, and watching this anime made me want to try some of them. And that's exactly what I did. Because of the Food Wars manga giving us detailed recipes, I was able to recreate Souma's apple risotto last year on Christmas. And this year I already recreated Aldini's 4-layer semifredo, which was freaking amazing. For that recipe I have to give credit to Emily Bushman. She runs a blog called Penguin Snacks, where she recreates dishes from anime and manga, and she made the recipe for Aldini's semifredo. I will leave links to both her Twitter and her blog in the description box. Another food related point is that in the Stagiaire arc, or Stagiaire arc, Food Wars went beyond the Japanese kitchen. Most of the recipes in Food Wars are Japanese cuisine, with sometimes some foreign influences like when Aldini is cooking. But then in the Stagiaire arc, Food Wars dived completely into the French cuisine, which I as a European am way more familiar with than with the Japanese cuisine. So it was good that Food Wars extended its wings beyond the cooking of its land of origin. Next positive point was the development of Souma in this second season. First, the non-spoiler part. To me, Souma got the most development in his match against Subaru, and more specifically in the preamble to the match. That scene where Souma just straight up tells in Subaru's face that he doesn't respect him as a chef. That was the first time that Souma was this serious. In all his matches, Souma would stay his nonchalant self, but here he was dead serious. And in my opinion, he was right. Subaru was an ass, and he didn't deserve to be called a chef. Not because of his copycat technique, but because of his non-respect toward his opponents. He wouldn't just defeat them, he would humiliate them and take something precious from them. People like that also don't deserve my respect, and Souma radiated that perfectly. And now for the spoiler part of this positive point. So if you haven't seen Food Wars Season 2 yet, then click the link on the screen to skip this part. Souma's development didn't stop at the Subaru scene, but was extended to the end of the autumn selections. To me, it was a surprise that Hayama won the elections. It was so atypical for a competition anime not to see the MC or the MC's team win. Here, Souma didn't win, which was what I expected from the start of the elections. Hayama was a deserved winner, I want to get that out. If you can master herbs like that and make such amazing looking dishes, combined with his backstory, made him a deserved winner. And I hope that in a third season or in the manga we get to see Hayama's journey more as he now battles the Elite 10. But there, Souma realized that he wasn't the best chef in the world. And that extended into the Stagiaire arc. When Souma was cooking with Shinomiya, who, by the way, could have stayed a little bit more hidden in the opening and ending, he realized that he doesn't know everything about cooking and that he still has a lot to learn to reach his full potential. Now, I talked about Subaru before, but I didn't like the way how he was introduced into this story. Just saying, oh, this was the final candidate who qualified, but we never showed that, is way too easy. That is such a bitchy way to get new characters into your story. At the end of season 1, I already thought that something was wrong. Because in Megumi's group, Ibusaki and Maryu died, but it was never mentioned who passed. So that was solved by introducing Subaru, but preferably not in this way. The most heard complaint about this second season and its biggest problem was the pacing, especially in the first episodes. Because of this second season only being 13 episodes, which was a complete surprise to me, some of the matches were rushed. Best example was the quarter-final match between Hayama and Hisako. That match was resolved in about 10 minutes. But also the matches between Souma and Alice and Kurokiba vs Megumi felt very rushed. In my opinion, it would have been better if they left out the Stagiaire arc and gave those 3 episodes to the elections so that everything felt less rushed. And because of that rushed feeling, lots of things that I wanted to see in this second season didn't happen. There was simply no time for it. There was no romantical development between Souma and Megumi. The possible lesbian relationship between Erina and Hisako wasn't exploited further, although I was happy that Hisako returned in the Stagiaire arc. I thought that she was completely lost after the elections. But most importantly, the bond between Erina and Juichiro that was showed at the end of season 1 is never mentioned again. And that was a real shame, because I really wanted to know what their connection was. So as a conclusion, it was a shame that this second season was so rushed, and because of that, most of my problems with it arose. But it is still the best cooking anime out there. And that's why I'm going to rate Shokugeki no Soma ni no Sara at 3.5 out of 5 stars. It was a bit less than the first season, which I gave 4 stars. Now, I'm not sure if there will be a third season. There is definitely enough content left, but the fact that season 2 only got 13 episodes points in the other direction. I will wait a bit to see if there will be an announcement for a third season, but otherwise I think I will read the manga, because I want to see how this story continues and see all these unresolved issues resolved. There are a few other cooking animes out there like Kofuku Graffiti or Amamatu Inazuma, but they don't come close to Food Wars. There is no other anime that focuses so much on food and on the cooking of it. And with that I conclude my review of Food Wars The Second Plate. As usual, you can find the full list of all my animes and reviews over at Anime Planet. As usual, I will put a link in the description box down below. Now if you want me to review a particular anime from this list, please put it in the comments. Also, if you have a recommendation for me, put it in the comments as well. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, visit me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and subscribe to this channel for more reviews in the future. Then I will say arigatou gozaimasu and I will see you all in the next video.